Hello, I'm Liam Catherall, Executive Vice President and Chief Technical Officer for News Press and Gazette Company. In 2011, with the sale of the cable division, NPG was challenged with building a new data center. As our first step, we needed to answer the question of what. What did we need out of our data center? The answer to the what question was we needed the data center to be survivable and have redundancy, have a low TCO, be innovative, be scalable and flexible, and uphold NPG's green vision. Since we were starting from the ground up, we had to answer all the what's in three main areas: racks, power and cooling, network equipment, and finally server, storage, and backup. As the details of the what questions had been ironed out, we needed to figure out how to fulfill the needs of the what's. As we were designing the system to be survivable, the systems needed to have N+1 redundancy. To get the highest TCO, we brought in multiple vendors and analyzed initial capital, energy cost, warranties, and maintenance agreements. In terms of our power, rack, and cooling, through our research, we decided we needed to choose a system that employed either hot or cold aisle containment, redundant power and cooling paths, and had the capability to monitor down to the outlet level. On the network, we needed to eliminate single points of failure in terms of hardware and infrastructure. Being the hub for all centralized communication, we needed to ensure diverse paths for both inter and intra-company traffic. For the server, storage, and backup, we had to have a system that supported failover from primary to secondary and from secondary to our disaster recovery site. Through our past experience, we knew that VMware was going to be our virtualization platform of choice, so integration with VMware is very crucial for our environment. Also utilizing past experience and research, we narrowed down the who's to the following vendors. On our rack, power, and cooling, we had APC as a full package, Liebert as a full package, and then a mix of multiple vendors to complete the job. On the network, for the switches, we were looking at Cisco and Brocade, and for the firewall, we needed to ensure that our current standard of Juniper met all our needs. For our servers, we looked at both standalone and blade systems. On our blade systems, we looked at HP blades, Sun, and Dell. On our storage, through our past analysis between EMC and Pillar, NPG already had a current standard of Pillar, and we needed to ensure that they met the current requirements. For backup, our current strategy provided by EMC proved to be most effective for this project. Now for the whys. For rack, power, and cooling, after negotiating deals, analyzing TCO based on a 10-year lifespan, we found that the Liebert all-in solution gave NPG the best opportunity to meet all the what's. For power, Liebert's 15 kilowatt expansion slots gave us the flexibility to scale on a much smaller increment than most systems in our research. And with up to a 94% efficiency rate when sized appropriately, it is one of the most efficient UPS systems in the industry. Liebert's rack enclosure and Zero-U power distribution system gave us the most efficient space utilization than NPG has seen in prior builds. The modularity afforded by the dual-fed modular bus system allows for redundancy and flexibility for growth. With rack, power, and cooling, the majority of our research was based on cooling. And based on this research, the rack-sized Liebert CRV provided high-capacity cooling in a small footprint and features control systems that modulates unit performance in real time based on conditions in the row, monitoring up to 10 racks with 20 sensors precisely controlling air temperature, humidity, and filtration. On the network switches, we chose Brocade. Brocade had a lower total cost of ownership with a smaller capital outlay, fewer pieces of equipment, and requiring less power, and finally a lower yearly maintenance agreement. On the network firewalls, we found that Juniper was going to meet our requirements. On the servers, the HP Blade system came out on top. Utilizing the Blade system versus standalone, we were able to see greater than $140,000 less upfront cost and greater than an $8,000 year-over-year savings. The choice of HP over other comparably priced blade systems was based on their tight integration with VMware, which made them the most sensible choice for NPG. In normal operation, we have a 45 meg connection from the internet to the production plant, and then a fully redundant 20 gig fiber path between the production plant and downtown. However, if the primary connection from the internet to the production plant goes down, the redundant connection from the internet to downtown becomes active and all traffic is automatically transferred to that connection. The production plant and downtown are bridged between two 10 gig path-diverse fiber connections. If either connection drops, we still are able to maintain full operations. As you can see on the data center animation, the end user connects to the primary server in the data center. All the data that's stored on the active storage is also copied in real time to the mirrored storage on the disaster recovery site. In the event that the primary server goes down, the secondary server seamlessly takes over. If, however, both the primary and secondary server go down, we can quickly activate the DR site with minimal intervention with the end user.